Hey guys, Roman Ending Reaper here. Just outside the cinema here, about to watch the Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm quite looking forward to this. Does look like a lot of fun from the trailers, and everyone's seen it, like all the Mario fans and stuff. It's actually a pretty good film, so I'm hoping it's a good time. I've just been smashing all kinds of records, so yeah, it's gonna be a proper crowd experience. So yeah, very excited for this. Hopefully I'm on the side of the audience and not the critics. So yeah, I'm gonna head in, get my snacks, get my seat ready for Super Mario. So yeah, just back from seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie. Obviously it's been 30 years since the live action film, which was interesting to say the least. Where obviously it's Super Mario basically in name only. It's not the most faithful. Obviously, it came from that era of video game movies, but in 2023 we're in something of a renaissance period for them. Had films like the Sonic movies and Detective Pikachu, which landed decent reviews and were solid crowd pleasing hits for the families. And on TV, you have The Last of Us, which has been met with acclaim and record breaking viewership figures. So we're in something of a golden age right now. But is this new Super Mario Brothers movie any good? Let's find out. So in the film, Mario and Luigi have started up their own plumbing business, Super Mario Brothers Plumbing. Then one day they find out that a major pipe leakage has affected all of Brooklyn, and when they go underground to sort it out, they end up sucked into a warp pipe where Mario ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom, ruled by Princess Peach, and Luigi ends up in the Darklands, ruled by Bowser. So it's up to Mario to team up with Peach, go on a great big adventure, save Luigi, and hopefully put a stop to Bowser's reign of terror. So, in terms of plot, that is basically that summary I just provided is basically how deep it is. You weren't going into a Super Mario film expecting like subversive storytelling and that you expect like a Goddard film or anything, but it does its job, and it keeps up a fairly decent pace, and for me to be quite quickly, and kids will never be bored. Admittedly, I could have done with about like 10 minutes more, just to give some of it room to breathe, because at times it goes like really quickly, and the characters and the audience aren't really like given much of a breather. But in saying that, I think its faster paced nature does work for it and keep it very entertaining, because I actually quite enjoyed this film. But for one, it's Illumination's best looking film. Like obviously it's the very standard photoreal but not looking thing, but it feels very distinct to Mario's world. Like this, this is probably the most like full of texture and detail Illumination's animation has looked, and there's also plenty of fun little Easter eggs and sight gags that fans will be able to pick up on repeat viewings with a TV remote. And the whole thing just, looks very vibrant and colourful and so distinctly Mario. It looks great. Obviously, it can't hold a candle to the highly stylized looks of something like Spider Verse or Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, but for what it's going for, it looks really good. And in terms of like fan service, that extends also to the soundtrack with Brian Tyler's score wonderfully incorporating the motifs and themes of Koji Kondo's original music, and it works wonderfully. like like the score here, adds to this very distinctly Mario feel, and it gives the impression of a film that's clearly a labor of love for its filmmakers, and no doubt fans will find plenty of the love here as well. Admittedly, my gripes with the soundtrack are in its use of licensed music. Uh, Not only is it like incredibly obvious choices of songs you'd expect to see in this type of film, but they feel very out of place. Oh, and also, can we have like a 30-year moratorium on the use of Holding Out for a Hero in films now? Like, that's three films in the last month I have heard it used. Like, you're never going to reach the peak of Shrek 2 or even Bullet Train. Just stop trying. Although, saying that, I did like Tetris's use of it, so. Also, in regards to vocal songs, there's an original song made for the film called Peaches, which is sung by Bowser. Yeah, this song's wonderful. It's catchy, it's pretty funny, and and does add a bit to Bowser's character. It, it, it'll probably be stuck in your head for a bit. And I mentioned Bowser's character there because obviously character development wise, it's equally as basic as its plot, but the characters here are fairly fine, and it helps that the voice acting is pretty solid. Like right off the bat, I do have to address the elephant in the room, Chris Pratt. I think we all know by now how the reception was the initial announcement of his casting, and obviously it was hard to really judge in the trailers because there was like for some reason they used so little dialogue for him. But actually, in the film, he's fine. He does a good job. He does do a fairly decent Brooklyn accent, and I love how in the opening scene they do address the accent thing with like the Super Mario Brothers plumbing commercial, like having them talking like very over the top Italian accents. That's why Jared Leto wasn't cast in this role. I'm still livid about that, but I'm a bit more understanding now. Uh, Charlie Day is also fairly good as Luigi. Yeah, obviously, when you hear Charlie Day voice, you just sort of think of things like Pepe Sylvia, but he is good. He's a fairly solid casting choice here, and he does work as a slightly more timid comedic foil to Bowser and Mario. Anya Taylor Joy is reliably good as always. She's very good here as Peach. I like that they give her some like sort of strong female character girl boss moments, but that's not really her character at all. And the marketing pulled the single most clever bait and switch, which you know got the attention of the usual crowd, but actually it's not like that at all. And Mario does do a lot of stuff like on his own without needing to be saved by a strong female character. So that should keep the usual crowd happy. I also really enjoyed Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Like it's Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Like it's it's just perfect casting. He's very funny. And the scene stealing performance of the film, though, on the subject of perfect casting, Jack Black as Bowser. He's a lot of fun. He's funny. He's menacing. He's kind of sympathetic. Like he is great. Really, the weak link in regards to casting, I'd say, is Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, only because with Cranky Kong as a character and his character design, his character that skews sort of older, so not quite synced up in that regard. But the character voicing here is pretty solid, and also keep your ears open for Charles Martinet, the original Mario voice actor. He is in there, and yeah, the action scenes here are very fun as well. There are like set pieces here which very much translate the platforming vibe of the Mario games wonderfully to the screen, notably a training course. And there's even like little fan servicey stuff in there that make for pretty fun set pieces. The set piece on Rainbow Road, and obviously the big final set piece with Bowser is a lot of fun. And these all utilize fun little Easter eggs that will keep the fans satisfied. And one last thing, that the film is pretty funny as well, and there were several gags here that actually got some solid chuckles out of me, and so that's really about what I have to say about the film. I did enjoy it. I had a good time watching it. It's obviously very bare bones story wise, and could do with being a bit longer. And obviously, I have some issues in regards to slight miscasting and soundtrack choices, but for the most part, it works very well. Kids and families and fans of Mario will definitely get a kick out of this. And I'm going to give the Super Mario Brothers movie a 7 out of 10. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? Uh, what was your favorite Easter egg? Let me know what you'd like to see in a sequel. And oh yeah, the post-credit scene. Make sure to stay for it as well. Let me know down in the comments. What do you think of what the post-credit scene's teasing? Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.